Hey, what is going on guys, Gravy on Fire here and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how to upgrade to the Void Bow in Black Ops 3 Der Eisendracht. Now for the first step, you want to obtain the Wrath of Ancients bow just like you would with any other bow, and you want to make your way to in front of the room where double tap is. If you look up at the roof you'll see a purple symbol. You just want to shoot that. This will cause the roof to break and a broken arrow will float down. You want to pick up this arrow and that starts your quest for the Void Bow. So for this next step, what you want to do is you want to make your way to the room underneath the clock tower, and you'll see a tile in the middle of the room. It's got purple glow around the outside of it, and what you want to do is you want to knife a zombie exactly over that tile. This will cause it to break and you'll find an urn hidden in the ground. Now there are a couple things that can make this step a lot easier, like the sword flay gobblegum, the insta kill gobblegum, or you can buy a Bowie knife. I highly recommend if you're going to buy any of these, it's a gobblegum, just because Bowie knives are fairly expensive and you're going to need the points later on. So once the urn is actually flown up into the air, it'll actually say something about things being scattered. What it means by this is there are 6 skulls scattered around the map and you need to go and collect all 6 of them. Now the first one's just down this alleyway here, near the mule kick. You'll see this broken part of the wall and there's a skull behind there. This is the first location. You'll know you've picked it up because you'll see purple mist and the skull will actually disappear. The second location is on the windowsill at the church at the upper right hand side. The third location is just outside the double tap room in this corner here. The fourth location is in Samantha's room in her toy box. The fifth location is in the sink in the teleporter room. Now the sixth and final location is in the far left hand side down at the rocket pad. You'll see a pickup truck, and in the back of that truck you'll see the skull. After you've collected all these 6 skulls, you just want to make your way back up to the room underneath the clock tower. So once you've made your way back up into the room underneath the clock tower, the urn will say something else about rogued souls. What it means by this is you need to sacrifice 6 crawlers in this room. Now the easiest way I've found to do this is by actually training in this really small room here. If you're not experienced with getting trains of zombies going, then I highly suggest you do it just outside of this room. It'll make it a lot easier for you guys, but I find it a lot easier to do it just in here, just because whenever you throw a grenade it makes about 10 crawlers and that's that step complete. You'll see that the skulls actually feast on the crawlers and then you're ready to move on to the next step. So after the last crawler has been sacrificed, you want to listen really closely because the urn will say 3 words. For instance, in this game the urn said heart, door, and stag. Now what you want to do is you want to make your way up into the statue room. So once you're in the statue room you'll see 6 armor stands, and on each of these stands there will be a little symbol. Now these symbols correspond to what the urn just said. Now for me in this game it was heart, door, and stag. So I want to interact with each of these stands in that particular order. For instance, this one here says heart. I want to interact with that and it shows me another symbol. This symbol is what I would call a ribbon. The second one for me is door and is giving me a circle symbol. And the third and final one is stag, and it gives me a symbol of kind of like 3 tiers. I highly suggest that you write these down in that particular order. It has to be in that order, otherwise it will not work. So do what I do, I just pause the game, quickly write them down, and then get back to your next step. Now if you are doing this in multiplayer, you can't pause the game. Just ask one of your teammates to keep the zombie away from you while you do this step. Now for this next step, it is pretty easy. What you want to do is you just want to keep killing zombies. Every now and then a zombie will drop a purple symbol, one of those symbols that you just seen. Now there are 6 different symbols. You need to pick up the 3 symbols that you just seen in the trophy room. Like I said, I got heart, door, and stag, and it gave me a ribbon, circle, and a tier. I need to keep killing zombies until I get these 3 symbols. Now other symbols will drop. You can pick them up. I mean there's really no point to. It's probably best to do so you stay on the safe side. Once you have finally got your 3 symbols that the urn has told you, you want to put it in the exact same order he said it. So once again he said heart, door, stag, which for me is ribbon, circle, and tier. So I want to go down to this room and I want to shoot those symbols on the floor in that exact order as ribbon, circle, and tier. Once you've done this, you'll see those 3 symbols floating in midair, and if you got it right, the urn will say this is my name. If you got it wrong, he'll say this is not my name, and then skulls will be flying everywhere. You just want to get out of that room. If you do get it wrong, wait a couple seconds and then they should calm down and you can try again. So once you got that step right, you'll see a beam of purple light. You want to go and hold square on that, and then shortly after you'll be given the reforged arrow. Once you've got this, you want to go down to the pyramid room, put it in its allocated box, which is this one here. It's got pictures of skulls on it, and just like every other bow, you want to keep killing zombies around it to fill it up with souls. Once it is done, you'll either hear a sound or you'll notice it's not accepting any more zombie souls. Go and place your old bow in that box, and shortly after you'll be given the void bow. Now this thing isn't my favorite bow. It is pretty cool. I think it's probably the coolest looking one. It's probably the funnest one to actually get, like to upgrade to it. Now the major problem with this one is it doesn't kill the zombies right away unless you shoot the arrow at the zombie itself. It will have about, I'd say around a 5-second delay, and that can be a big problem because if you're in a tough situation and you're trying to get out of it, it's really not going to help if it takes 5 seconds to actually work. So overall, it is a pretty good bow, but it's definitely not one of my favorite. I'll show you some footage of it now, getting a train going like I usually do. Just fire a couple arrows and you'll see it looks awesome as hell. It kills the zombies as soon as it hits them, but if the zombies are just running through it, you'll see a delay. I'll show you this now. So I see this footage here, I'm just shooting, and this zombie's actually still running, and then he starts hitting me. So yeah, it is a decent bow. It's not a good bow if you're trying to get out of sticky situations, but overall it's not too bad. Alright, so that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like always, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and leave a like and subscribe. Tell me what you think of these videos. Tell me what I can improve upon or what I'm doing right. Just let me know. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope to see you guys in my next video.